Kennywood just announced they'll be adding a new coaster named Steel Curtain. With all that teasing, they finally announced the new coaster, and this coaster will be a record breaker. This coaster will be made by SNS Worldwide and will have the tallest inversion in the world at 197 feet, breaking the fastest record at 160 feet tall. This coaster will have the most inversions than any other coaster in the US with 9 inversions. So let's start with the stats. It will be 220 feet tall, 75 miles per hour, and will have a length of 4,000 feet. This coaster will be coming with a new themed area called Steelers Country and will be that main attraction in that area. What I think is really weird is that the whole area is themed to the Pittsburgh Steelers, which I think is kind of a downside. What's really a downside is that when there's people coming to ride this ride and aren't the biggest fan of sports, may not like the theme. Me personally, I love sports, so I am fine with it, but for some other people, not really so much. Now, speaking of the name Steel Curtain, honestly, I think this is one of the worst coaster names ever. I know what it's referring to, but I just don't think it's a good coaster name. Now, looking at the coaster, I think it looks kind of out of place at Kennywood. It looks weird and just a little tacky overall. Now I'm going to go through this whole ride and give you my thoughts on it. You are going to leave the station and go up with decent speed up the 220-foot lift hill. You'll get off the train and go through the first inversion of many on this coaster, which breaks the record as the tallest inversion in the world at 197 feet. That inversion then leads to the first drop, which is a very bizarre drop. It looks good, but it's just a very weird drop. You'll go down the drop, then bake close to the ground, and go through this inversion, which is called a banana roll for some reason. It's basically a cobra roll, but a little different. Once again, you are going to get low to the ground and go through this pop of airtime, which looks like a good ejector airtime moment on this ride. This coaster is mostly geared to inversions, but also has some good airtime moments. Then it will go through pretty much a cobra roll, but the second version goes the opposite way, which is of course a C-segment roll. Most of the inversions on this coaster look like they're going to be great and have some nice intensity to them. You'll go through this twisted airtime hill and then a dive loop, which is different than other dive loops, which is very unique. And then after the dive loop, you'll actually go over water and then go on this 0G stall, which you can mostly find on RMC coasters, but this one is not as big and as shorter. You basically have less time upside down than the other 0G stalls on this one. What's really cool about this 0G stall is that it goes under the airtime hill above it, much like the one on Full Throttle, but it's not one connected track. It's actually exactly under the airtime hill, which is really unique compared to the other coasters. Next up is a nice airtime moment and also a twisted inversion. It's a very fun inversion and definitely is one of the better elements on other coasters and maybe this one. It will flip into the last inversion, which is a cutback and is very similar to the one on Twisted Timbers. With these cutbacks, it almost feels like you are not inverting just because of how rapid it is and it of course feels like a bank turn. And then you'll finish the ride by hitting the brakes. Now if you think about the track on this coaster, it is made by SNS. SNS has had problems with their tracks such as gale force, but I can see this coaster having problems at first, but in the long run I think it'll be fine. My overall thoughts on Steel Curtain is that it will definitely be one of the best coasters of 2019. It will be a really good ride. I hope you guys enjoyed my analysis of Steel Curtain, the new SNS coaster coming to Kennywood in 2019. And stay tuned for more videos coming to Coastal Productions. And I'll see you guys later.